In which direction do you feel local advertising is heading?
I think we're doomed. No, I'm kidding. I think we're getting better now. What's happened was there was a lot of back offices here, so it was the boondocks, people didn't care, and there wasn't a lot of accountability. I think a lot of serious enterprises, globally, multinational corporations, they're seeing this as a growth market, which it is, because we have a population that's getting younger. Meanwhile, in the West, where they have a lot of disposable income, people are getting older. So here, people are getting younger, and we have an amazing amount of disposable income. So people are taking the market seriously. So what you've got is a lot of accountability, and your marketing people have to drive harder, they have to push harder, and that just leads to better work, more work and better work, because you've got a real competitive scenario here, and you can't just sit on your butt and things don't happen, so you gotta keep pushing. So I think, yeah, it's headed to a very good place.
I think it's still got a long way to go, judging by what happened last year, and I think a lot of people have to learn how the game is played and how things should work. But it's getting there, there's some fantastic work coming out of here. There's some really good people working here. There's a lot of bad people working here, but there's a lot of good people working here, and I don't know, it's definitely going to improve, I think, but it also relies on the economy, it relies on a lot of things, Right now people are depressed in this industry. There's no money. There's people have lost their jobs. We're going through a hell of a time, which can only get better. So we're looking forward to it.
I think it really depends on what's going to happen here monetarily and otherwise. Let's wait and see. But it should be heading and doing much more really interesting, engaging digital work. And much cleverer use of money, of budgets, So we used to say that we need to look at things 360, So I think now we should be moving into looking at 10% that really matters from the 360, not necessarily just ticking all the boxes, and just use the minimal possible means for greatest possible impact, I suppose.
It is getting a lot better, as I've mentioned before, and I think it's probably going to get a lot more a lot more focused than it used to be. So instead of just, excuse the saying, shooting with a shotgun, everyone's going to start shooting with a sniper gun. And it's going to be a lot more focused on what if you do a 360 approach, what areas do you specifically go into and focus on. So heavy on digital, which I think a lot of people do, because that's the new media world that's coming through, and really looking at what to do on TV and outdoor, and does it make sense on where you spend your money. So a lot more focused.
The wrong one. In the right direction. I think all these things are stumbling blocks, and like the scam thing was a cry for help. Actually, it was a complete plea for attention to do better things. There's more good stuff happening now than there was a few years ago. There are better people in the region. We're talking about it more. Just doing this. There's all sorts of things that mean it's going in the right direction.
Okay, direction local advertising is heading. It's a difficult question. We say local advertising is heading, and we're still trying to define what local advertising is.
It depends, because you've got the conglomerates and then you've got the smaller advertisers, but I think overall, if you look back at the stuff that was being done 10 years ago, it's definitely moving forward. But I think it needs to move forward and a bit left, because it's moving forward, but it's almost like a dinosaur eating its own tail to survive. I think we need to get out of the mindset of doing the traditional mediums, which we are doing better than we were 10 years ago, but try doing something else which is more unique for the consumer to receive or engage with.
Local advertising is heading in a good direction. In the right direction. No, I don't know. This year's been difficult. 2009 has been difficult. To be honest, I can't gauge where we're heading, because I haven't seen that much work being done, campaigns being done. We've also struggled in getting work produced, because obviously there was less budgets. We are an end market, so in an end market, multinationals tend to place work that has been created somewhere else. So that's the adopting work, especially in a scenario when you've got less and less income or a recession. Multinationals are more inclined to use global assets rather than produce local work. The local brands this year have also not really taken a big leap forward. They've stopped for a little bit, so it makes it difficult to gauge where are we right now. I think we'll see things picking up next year, and then we'll see the status.
Well, I think they're working towards global standards, which again might not necessarily be where we should be as a market. Again, we've seen many examples from different parts of the world that have pushed the envelope or helped define their own culture through the work that they do. And I think that's the direction we should be heading in.